Hi, boys and girls. So, do you remember last time we were together? We read a book about narwhals, and we talked then a little bit about the fact that Ms. Alstead has actually seen narwhals live in the ocean when I took a trip to uh, the Canadian province of Nunavut. And we talked about how the Inuit people, which remember that's like the Native American people from Nunavut, are allowed to actually hunt narwhal, and they do things like they make jewelry and stuff like that out of the tusk of a narwhal. And I promised you I'd bring my pen and show you that I received from an Inuit person when I was up there. So I'm going to hold this up and see how close can I get that so that you guys get a good look at it. See, it looks like a bird, and this is actually made from the tusk of the narwhal. So today we're going to read a book that's titled "Not Quite Narwhal" by Jesse Sema. And what do you guys think? Look at that picture here on the cover. Does that look like the narwhals that we've been reading about and that we saw pictures of? Okay, well let's get into the story and find out. So again, this is Not Quite Narwhal. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's. He had different tastes in food. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided he wouldn't either. That is, until he was swept away by a strong current. I wish I were a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to the land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like kelp. Kelp swam toward the land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. Oof! It wasn't. Oh, eventually he got the hang of it. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But as he stumbled out of the forest, land narwhals! Actually, we're unicorns. And by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow! They introduced him to unicorn delicacies. And they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. He missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. Come back soon! Kelp swam towards home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home, Kelp. He took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Well, of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. Well, we all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on the land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide. But then he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. So look at here, guys. We've got narwhals out here in the water. We have unicorns standing up and playing volleyball with the narwhals. All getting along. I'm a unicorn. Um, well, that might be a story for next time. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.